right there. Let's rock and roll. We're not going to open the Revolution box until we're down to eight packs in each of the Panini Prism and the Panini Contenders boxes. And then once we are, we'll open that and we'll start going, having a little round robin. Alrighty, let's get started. Marvin Bagley III of the Sacramento, followed by Kristaps Porzingis of Dallas, Giannis of Milwaukee, Miles Turner of Indiana. We have a filler, and then it's going to be a first-round ticket, and that's Mr. MVP Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets, and that's going to Isaac. Followed up by Jimmy Butler of the Heat, Eric Bledsoe of the Pelicans, Colin Sexton of Cleveland, Domantas Sabonis of Indiana, and Chris Paul of Phoenix. We have a Kenyon Martin Jr. RC right off the bat. Kenyon Martin Jr. RC right off the bat, followed by Wendell Carter of the Bulls. Then Obi Toppin RC. That Kenyon Martin of the Rockets of Houston is going to be going to Mr. CEO, and Obi Toppin of the Knicks going to Josh. Followed by Janta Murray of the Spurs, Giannis of the Bucks, Pascal Siakam of the Raptors, Clint Capella Silver of the Hawks, followed by a red Zion, and that is going to be a New Orleans Pelican, and that's going to Justin. Followed up by the widescreen Trae Young, Dwayne Bacon of the Hornets, Jeremy Lamb of the Pacers, and Julius Randle of the Knicks. Zach LaVine of Chicago, followed by Klay Thompson of Golden State, Karis LeVert of Indiana, Pascal Siakam of Toronto, Kobe White of Chicago, a superstar, Anthony Davis. The superstar, Anthony Davis, right there of the Los Angeles Lakers, and that's going to Jack. Followed up by Aaron Gordon of the Magic, Steven Adams of the Pelicans, and Michael Porter Jr. of Denver, and Kyle Lowry of Toronto to finish off that pack. Got Avery Bradley of the Lakers, Precious Achua of the Miami Heat going to Mr. CEO, Larry Nance Jr. of the Cavs, Danny Green of the Lakers, Kevin Huerter of the Hawks, the Silver Terrence Davis of the Raptors, the Fearless Big Fundamental Timmy Duncan, followed by the Starberry Stephen Marbury of the Suns, Spencer Dinwiddie of the Nets, Clint Capella of the Hawks, Chris Middleton of the Bucks, and Dante DiVincenzo of the Bucks as well. Bojan Bogdanovic of Utah, followed by Russell Westbrook of the Wizards. Then we have Jaylen Brown of the Celtics, Danny Green of the Golden State Warriors. And then we hit our first big rook, and that is an Anthony Edwards lottery ticket. Anthony Edwards lottery ticket of the Minnesota Timberwolves going to Josh. Followed up by Chris Middleton of Milwaukee, Tobias Harris of Philadelphia, Derrick Rose of the Knicks, Julius Randle of the Knicks, and Andrew Wiggins of the Golden State Warriors. Devin Vassell of the San Antonio Spurs, and that's going to be going to Evan. Welcome to BreakTraders, Evan. Caleb Martin of the Hornets, Thaddeus Young of the Bulls, Draymond Green of the Warriors, Dirk Nowitzki of the Mavs, Jimmy Butler of the Heat, the Silver Kenyon Martin Jr. RC of the Houston Rockets, and that's going to be going to Mr. CEO, followed by the red Aaron Holiday of the Pacers. We got the downtown Paul George, Robert Covington of the Rockets, Patty Mills of the Spurs, and Anfernee Simons of the Trailblazers. Alrighty, after these two packs, we'll get into that Revolution as well. Jonas Valanciunas of the Grizzlies, Ben Simmons of Philadelphia, Gordon Hayward of Charlotte, Kawhi Leonard of the Clippers, Buddy Hield of the Sacramento Kings, and then our on-card, it's going to be Nico Mannion, 47 out of 49 right there of the Golden State Warriors, going to Joshua. Josh, welcome to Break Traders. I know you were in some earlier. There you go. Nice hit. Karl Anthony Towns of Minnesota, Rui Hachimura of the Wizards, Victor Oladipo of Houston, and Al Horford of Oklahoma City. Harry Giles III of the Kings, the Denny Avdija of the Wizards RC going to Joshua. We got Russell Westbrook of the Rockets, followed by Seth Curry of the Mavs, Al Horford of the 76ers, Emmanuel Mudiay of the Jazz, the Disco, Seth Curry, followed by OG Anunoby of the Raptors, the red right there, Fireworks, Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Durant of the Nets, DeAndre Hunter of the Hawks, and D'Angelo Russell of the Timberwolves. Here we go. Some Revolution basketball as well in here. We got Giannis of the Bucks, followed by Drew Holiday of the Bucks, Domantas Sabonis of the Pacers, a Kobe White, and that's going to be a groovy Kobe White of the Chicago Bulls going to Robert, followed by a rookie Revolution, Kira Lewis Jr. of the Pelicans. Luka Doncic of the Mavs, Patty Mills of the Spurs, Kevin Love of Cleveland, Bradley Beal of Washington, and then we have Killian Hayes of the Detroit Pistons going to Isaac, followed by Steph Curry of the Sweet Shots of the Golden State Warriors going to Josh. Next up, we got Nikola Jokic of Denver, Miles Bridges of Charlotte, Eric Gordon of Houston, PJ Washington of Charlotte, and a Carmelo Anthony of the Trailblazers. Mark Gasol of the Raptors, followed by an Alejandro Pokusevski RC of the Oklahoma City Thunder going to Rip Squad. Then we got Derek Favors of the Pelicans, Nemanja Bjelica of the Kings, Aaron Gordon of the Magic, the Silver D'Angelo Russell, the Red Vernon Carey Jr. RC of the Charlotte Hornets, and that's going to be going to Roman. Followed by a throwback Steph Curry of the Golden State Warriors going to Joshua, Rudy Gobert of the Jazz, followed up by DeAndre Bembry of the Hawks, Kevin Looney of Golden State, and Yusuf Nurkic of the Trailblazers. Kawhi Leonard of the Clippers, followed by Tim Hardaway Jr. of the Mavs, Carmelo Anthony of the Trailblazers, the Revolution Shockwave, Damian Lillard of the Trailblazers going to Jax, followed by a Skylar Mays of the Hawks, and that's going to Wyatt. We have Ja Morant of the Grizzlies, Lonzo Ball of the Pelicans, Anthony Davis of the Lakers, Jaren Jackson Jr. of the Grizzlies, Trae Young of Atlanta, a lottery ticket, Onyeka Okongwu of the Hawks going to Wyatt, followed by Paul George of the Clippers, Malcolm Brogdon of the Pacers, DeMar DeRozan of the Spurs, DeAndre Hunter of Atlanta. Andre Drummond of the Cavs, followed by a Daniel Arturo RC of the Los Angeles Clippers going to Cynthia. Then we got CJ McCollum of the Trailblazers, Josh Jackson of the Grizzlies, Darius Baisley of the Thunder, Kemba Walker of the Celtics, Goran Dragic of the Heat, the purple Dirk Nowitzki. Purple Dirk Nowitzki right there. And that is 81 out of 99 of the Dallas Mavericks going to Casey. And then we got our auto, and it's going to be Precious Achiuwa, the sensational signatures of the Miami Heat going to Mr. CEO. Aaron Baines of the Suns, Torrey Craig of the Nuggets, and Bismack Biyombo of the Hornets. Kelly Oubre Jr. of Golden State, D'Angelo Russell of Minnesota, Andre Drummond of the Cavs. Then we have Lou Williams, and that's an Astro of the Clippers going to Cynthia. Followed up by a Shockwave Revolution, Kemba Walker of the Boston Celtics going to Edward. Lonzo Ball of the Pelicans, Anthony Davis of the Lakers, Jaren Jackson of the Grizzlies, Trae Young of Atlanta. We have a filler right there. Followed up by a playoff out of 249. That's Jaylen Brown of the Celtics going to Edward. Then we have Paul George of the Clippers, Malcolm Brogdon of the Pacers, DeMar DeRozan of the Spurs, DeAndre Hunter of Atlanta, and LeBron James of the Lakers. Ricky Rubio of the Suns. Then we have Terrell Terry of the Dallas Mavericks, and that's going to Casey. Followed up by Vince Carter of the Raptors, Derek White of the Spurs, Shake Milton of the 76ers, Rudy Gobert of the Jazz. We have Eric Bledsoe red of the Milwaukee Bucks going to Isaac. Followed up by Ben Simmons of the 76ers, Fireworks, Buddy Hield of the Kings, Chris Paul of the Thunder, Kristaps of the Mavericks, and Drew Holiday of the Pelicans. Chris Middleton of the Bucks, Kyle Lowry of the Raptors, Kyle Kuzma of the Lakers, the Killian Hayes Astro RC, followed by of the Pistons, followed by another Piston, and that's going to be Sadiq Bey going to Isaac. John Collins of Atlanta, followed by Brandon Ingram of New Orleans, Blake Griffin of Detroit, Terry Rozier of Charlotte, CJ McCollum of Portland, the Sweet Shots, Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat, and that's going to Mr. CEO, followed by D'Angelo Russell of the Timberwolves, LaMarcus Aldridge of the Spurs, John Wall of Houston, and Joel Embiid of Philadelphia. Christian Wood of the Pistons, the Josh Green RC of the Dallas Mavericks, and that's going to Casey. Derrick Rose of the Pistons, Jonas Valanciunas of the Grizzlies, Jay Crowder of the Heat, LaMarcus Aldridge of the Spurs, Karis LeVert of the Nets, and then we've got the Cassius Stanley, and that's out of 60 RC of the Indiana Pacers. And then boom, 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 it is Mr. Kevin Werther of the Atlanta Hawks, and that's going to Wyatt. There we go. Sensational signatures are right after his performance this playoffs, followed by Luka Doncic of the Mavs, Tristan Thompson of the Cavs, and Gordon Hayward of the Celtics. Steven Adams of the Pelicans, Karis LeVert of the Nets, Terry Rozier of the Hornets, followed by a short sunburst out of 75. That's Mr. Kyrie Irving of the Brooklyn Nets going to T-Man. followed up by a Zeke Najee of the Denver Nuggets, and that is going to Isaac. Damian Lillard of the Trailblazers, followed by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Thunder, Nikola Vucevic of the Magic, De'Aaron Fox of the Kings. Then we have a Tyrese Maxey, Rookie of the Year of the Philadelphia 76ers, going to Joseph. Goran Dragic of the Heat, Montrezl Harrell of the Lakers, Kevin Durant of the Nets, Lauri Markkanen of Chicago, and Jamal Murray of Denver. Alrighty, folks, this is your 30-minute warning. We will run any breaks that close before midnight, but anything that ends after midnight will run on Tuesday. Nico Mannion with the Golden State Warriors going to Josh. Tyler Hero of the Heat. Cassius Winston of the Wizards going to Joshua, followed by Josh Richardson of the 76ers. Shabazz Napier of the Wizards. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Thunder. The Disco TJ Warren of the Pacers. The purple out of 175, Dennis Rodman. Dennis the Worm Rodman right there. Allen Iverson of Fearless. Domantas Sabonis of the Pacers. Daniel House Jr. of the Rockets. And Ish Smith of the Wizards. Jaylen Brown of the Celtics, Eric Gordon of the Rockets, Jonas Valanciunas of the Grizzlies, the Brook Lopez Astro of the Milwaukee Bucks, and that's going to Isaac, followed by a Vortex, Nikola Jokic, Mr. MVP of the Denver Nuggets, and that's going to Isaac as well. Markelle Fultz of the Magic, Tyler Hero of Miami, Davis Bertans of the Wizards, Steph Curry of Golden State, followed by Jrue Holiday of the Bucks. And then we're going to have our RC auto, and that is Daniel Arturo, 24 out of 99 of the Los Angeles Clippers, and that is going to Cynthia. What a steal Cynthia got there for that bad boy. Nice hit. Mitchell Robinson of the Knicks, RJ Barrett of the Knicks, Devin Booker of Phoenix, and James Harden of Brooklyn. Bryn Forbes of the Spurs, the Theo Maledon of the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder. Oh, going to Joshua. Dwight Howard of the Lakers, Andrew Wiggins of the Warriors, Jaylen Brown of the Celtics, Josh Okogie of the Timberwolves, the Red, Dennis Schroeder of the Oklahoma City Thunder, going to Joshua, followed by the Downtown Damian Lillard, Harrison Barnes of the Kings, Tim Hardaway Jr. of the Mavs, Thomas Bryant of the Wizards, and Terrence Ross of the Magic. We have Chris Paul of Oklahoma City, Bradley Beal of the Wizards, DeAndre Ayton of the Suns. We have the Shockwave Rudy Gobert of the Jazz going to Isaac. Follow that up by Denny Avdija of the Wizards, and that's going to Joshua right there. Kyle Kuzma of the Lakers, Zion of the Pelicans, DeAndre Ayton of Phoenix, Kyrie Irving of Brooklyn, and there he is! He came in like a mellow ball! And that is Mr. Lonzo Ball, the lottery ticket right there. We have him and Anthony Edwards out of this one. Bam Adebayo of the Heat, and that's going to be going to Roman, by the way, that Lonzo Ball. Kemba Walker of the Celtics, Jarrett Culver of Minnesota, Fred VanVleet of Toronto, and Christian Wood of Houston. James Johnson of the Timberwolves, DeMar Carroll of the Rockets, Jordan Poole of the Wizards, PJ Washington Jr. of the Hornets, Kevin Knox of the Knicks, Daniel Tease of the Celtics, the Silver Wendell Carter, the Fireworks Joel Embiid, Fireworks Paul George, Reggie Bullock of the Knicks, Kevin Porter Jr. of Cleveland, and Zach Collins of the Trailblazers. We have Kevin Durant of the Nuggets, followed up by Brook Lopez of the Bucks, Lou Williams of the Clippers, CJ McCollum, and that's going to be an Astro of the Portland Trailblazers, followed up by a Vortex of the Grizzlies, and that's Ja Morant. Sekou Doumbouya of Detroit, Jason Tatum of the Celtics, Devontae Graham of Charlotte, Yusuf Nurkic of Portland, Rudy Gobert of Utah, the Kyle Lowry sweet shots of the Portland of the Toronto Raptors. Sorry, I misspoke. Kelly Oubre Jr. of Golden State, Seth Curry of Philadelphia, Donovan Mitchell of Utah, and Andre Drummond of Cleveland. We have Jameis Ramsey, RC of the Sacramento Kings, going to Jack. Bobby Portis of the Knicks, followed by, it's a LaMelo Ball base. He came in like a mellow ball of the Charlotte Hornets, and that's going to Roman. There we go. Miles Bridges of the Hornets, Jordan Clarkson of the Jazz, Steph Curry of the Warriors, the Disco Avery Bradley of the Lakers, the Red Davis Bertans of the Washington Wizards, the Downtown Ja Morant, Trae Young of the Hawks, Josh Hart of the Pelicans, and Will Barton of the Nuggets. Alrighty, let's run through these rooks. Jameis Ramsey of the Kings, Denny Avdija of the Wizards, Theo Maledon of the Thunder, Cassius Winston of the Wizards, followed by Nico Mannion of the Warriors. Rookie of the Year contender Tyrese Maxey, Zeke Naji of the Denver Nuggets, the Cassius Stanley of the Pacers out of 60, Josh Green of the Mavericks, the Sadiq Bey of the Pistons, and the Killian Hayes of the Pistons. RC, that Killian Hayes is the Astro. Terrell Terry of the Mavericks, Daniel Oturu of the Clippers, lottery ticket Onika Okongwu of the Hawks, Skylar Mars of the Hawks, Vernon Carey Jr., Red of the Hornets, Lejeski Pukusevski of the Thunder, Killian Hayes Rookie of the Year contender, the Rookie Revolution Kira Lewis Jr., Denny Avdija of the Wizards, Kenyon Martin Silver of the Rockets, Devin Vassell of the Spurs, Precious Achiuwa of the Heat, Obi Toppin of the Knicks, and Kenyon Martin Jr. base of the Rockets. And now on to these featured cards. We have the Nikola Jokic out of 149, the first rounder right there for Mr. MVP. Then we have some nice rookie autos. We have the Precious Achiuwa, the out of 99 Daniel Oturu, and the out of 49 Nico Mannion. Nico Mannion of the Golden State Warriors going to Joshua. Precious Achiuwa of the Heat to Mr. CEO, and Daniel Oturu of the Clippers going to Cynthia. Nice hits right there. Then we have the Kevin Huerter auto of the Atlanta Hawks going to Wyatt. Then we have two lottery tickets, Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball. Anthony Edwards of the Timberwolves going to Joshua, and Lonzo Ball of the Hornets going to Roman. And then here it is, the Big Mag. He came in like a mellow ball. The Mellow Ball base prism right there of the Charlotte Hornets, and that is going to Roman. And there you have it, folks. That is the end of break 992.